Dear friends in Bali and Indonesia, I am not planning to debate on the actual subject coronavirus, and I don't want also to discuss or debate about the virus as such. All over the world, representatives, scientists, virologists are debating, but in fact, nobody knows the full truth. But in the meantime, I think most people have understood that it's not about the coronavirus, but it is about the incredible economical crisis which have started to hook in, and many people in Indonesia already realize that it's going to hurt them tremendously. So let me not debate on this coronavirus, but talk about the facts. What happened since this corona scare had started. One fact is, so far in Bali, the latest report shows that three people have died because of the coronavirus. Even this number is extremely controversial, but it is certainly not more than 10, and it is even debatable if these people died because of the coronavirus. In Bali, for a comparison, malaria and dengue fever, we have about 1,000 people per year. So it is in no relation to what we are talking about, the death cases of coronavirus victims. What is a little bit strange is the stuff that people have to spray, and nobody can exactly tell you what is the content of this spray. The most answers you get is that it's a disinfectant or antibiotic, while the truth is, and what is marked on the containers is or are chemicals with a complete different content as what they are saying. So on the containers you can see, let me read it, 1 liter of glutamas, that is the name of the disinfectant, 15% is glutaraldehyde, 10% alkyl benzyl dimethyl ammonium chloride, 5% formalin, and the rest, about 2%, is isopropanol. So if you go in Google, you will find what glutaraldehyde is. You will read that the side effects include skin irritation, if it's exposed to large amounts, nausea, headache, and shortness of breath, which is basically the same as the symptoms that are published for the coronavirus. I will not comment that, and I leave every opinion about this open. Everybody can make his own conclusion. If we look at the consequences of all this, I would like to mention some other facts which we have today. It looks like the future of Bali is ruined because about 70 to 80% of employers had lost their job. Their economical future looks rather grim, bad, and what they are left with is hope that everything will recover as it did after the Bali bomb, the 2008 crisis, and the eruption of Gunung Agung, where tourists came back after a year. So now it's visible that this time that will not be the case. But again, many people hope that when this corona scare is over, everything will be like normal. Another fact, without knowing, they have given up their freedom, even voluntarily, because actually the coronavirus dominates their life. So if you go to Bali and you go in the villages, it's all about coronavirus. The freedom which the Balinese had with their upacara, with their wonderful mentality, with their religious engagements, you cannot see that right now, and without knowing, they have definitely given up the freedom for as much as 3, 4, 5 death cases of the coronavirus. What is another fact that what we can see already now is that many people will need help within 2 months. The reason is their financial situation will be exhausted. Some have still got money for the next 2 months. The government supported them a little bit, but it is already very visible that the majority of Balinese will really suffer. Another fact is that thousands of entrepreneurs had lost their existence, may lose even their properties, assets and businesses, particularly those who have credits. Another fact is that because of incredible frustration from so many, to look at some people, it just simply hurts. They have stress, desperation, disillusion, depression, and not knowing what's going to happen. Many locals get really sick and cannot afford medical care. These are unfortunately facts, and I can only wish that a miracle comes up and will transfer their hope into a situation from where they can live again their traditional life in their freedom. In fact, the wonderful asset we have on this island. And the next question is, what can we do? I live in Bali for 25 years. I can completely identify with the Balinese life, the wonderful life. In fact, I came here for freedom because I felt that in my own country the freedom is going to disappear. And now it makes me incredibly sad to see this situation. What we have done is created a fund in a wonderful cooperation together with the leaders of our village. We have managed to really cooperate with them. They are interested in doing that. They are really doing everything they can to cooperate with the bules, which means the foreigners living here. So with a great friend, I was able to create a fund, and we have started to collect money with all those foreigners who live in our village. Amazingly, these people had an open heart and spent money, and we are certainly continuing to do that for money that can be spent in about 2 to 3 to 4 months when the real misery will come over the people who need it most. We are thinking in other alternatives. It has become a model, and even other villages have asked us how this can work. Now the problem is that most villages are in the countryside. There are no foreigners living there, so it will be far more difficult than here, where we have almost 40 foreigners with an open heart, and they really welcome the cooperation with the security forces of the village, and I hope that that can contribute, that they can survive longer and go back to their normal life. I would be tremendously grateful if some other people would take this call and help us support these people in a system that is completely controlled. In the cooperation with the village, it is open, it is incredibly transparent and honest, and I have the great feeling that really everybody, the leaders of the village and the foreigners here, are pulling on the same string, which is an incredible positive appearance, which I years ago could never dream about. The positive thing is that this coronavirus has brought us together, and people have realized, regardless what religion we have, regardless what color we have, regardless where we come from, regardless whether we are rich and poor, they have definitely realized that we are human beings who are now rowing in the same boat.